Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news, all right. So here's the scoop that's got the entire NFL talking. There's buzz swirling around a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the NFC South and give the Atlanta Falcons a serious boost in their quest for Super Bowl glory. The rumors are swirling about the Denver Broncos, currently sitting at 5-8 and in rebuild mode, considering an aggressive move to trade Patrick Surtain. Yes, the same Surtain who's established himself as one of the premier young cornerbacks in the league, a true lockdown defender with an elite skill set and a resume that's already impressive after just a few seasons. Now, this trade possibility is not just speculation. It's fueled by insider sources and reports from Adam Schefter and other NFL insiders who are closely watching the Broncos' cap situation, their roster assets, and their long-term rebuild strategy. The Broncos, sitting at 5-8, are clearly in a rebuild mode. They've been trying to reset their roster after a tumultuous start to the season, and trading away a cornerstone like Surtain could be part of a larger plan to accumulate draft capital and clear cap space. Their current cap situation shows roughly $17 million in cap space, which they might want to extend or restructure some contracts, like that of Courtland Sutton. But the key point here is that Surtain is on the table, and the asking price reportedly includes a first-round pick in the 2026 draft along with cornerback A.J. Terrell, who's been a bright spot in the Falcons' secondary. This kind of deal would be massive for Atlanta, not just because of the player involved, but because of what it signals to the rest of the league. The Falcons are serious about competing now, bolstering their secondary with a proven young shutdown corner. Now let's take a moment to analyze Surtain's profile. This guy is an absolute lockdown CB, with a career that boasts 15 interceptions, 85 pass deflections, and a reputation for being a shutdown presence on the field. In 2025, he's already racked up 6 interceptions and has maintained a 91.3 PFF grade, which is elite. His ability to limit completions, allowing just 0.6 yards per target, and his EPA per target of -0.17 make him one of the most disruptive defensive backs in the league. Remember his Week 9 performance against Kansas City. 4 pass defenses and an interception, big plays that can change the course of a game. He's been resilient despite a shoulder injury in Week 5, playing 8 games with sub-35 yards allowed, demonstrating his durability and commitment. The potential addition of Surtain to the Falcons' secondary would be a game-changer. Currently, Atlanta's cornerback group has been decent, but after losing Trice to IR, the secondary has become leaky and vulnerable. Adding Surtain would give the Falcons a true elite duo, him alongside A.J. Terrell, who's also been performing at a high level with a PFF grade of 87, 9 and 4 interceptions this season. This pairing could be the missing piece that elevates the Falcons' defensive coverage to a whole new level, especially against dynamic offenses in the NFC South and beyond. Think about it. Surtain's presence would significantly reduce the passing yards allowed per game, which currently hover around 285 yards, down to around 188 yards, similar to what the Broncos' defense has achieved with him on the field this season. Now, why would the Broncos consider trading Surtain? Well, their assets are limited, and they're trying to extend players like Sutton with a cap hit of around $17 million. There's skepticism about their ability to retain top-tier talent like Russell Wilson, especially with payroll concerns and the discontent that's been bubbling under the surface. Trading Surtain might be a way to rebuild more effectively, gather draft capital, and reset their roster for the future. But for the Falcons, this isn't just about acquiring a star. It's about making a strategic move to revamp their secondary and set themselves up for a deep playoff run. The impact of bringing Surtain into Atlanta would be profound. His presence could boost the Falcons' pass defense by around 34%, significantly cutting down the yardage opponents rack up per game. The team's pass yards allowed could drop from 285 to roughly 188 yards per game, which is a staggering improvement. Additionally, the Falcons pass defense would see an increase of about 1.7 pass deflections per game, and scoring would become more difficult for opponents. Touchdowns could drop from 26 to around 17 per game, and their EPA per pass would improve to -0.20, making their secondary one of the best in the league. Surtain's addition would also create a noticeable separation between him and Terrell, with stats showing a +2.6 difference in coverage effectiveness. His ability to shut down top receivers like Mike Evans would mirror the kind of impact the Rams experienced with Jalen Ramsey back in 2019, helping a team to elevate their defense during crucial moments. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. There's buzz about the Falcons possibly making a splash in the upcoming Super Bowl LVX odds. Currently, the odds are at +20.0, but with the addition of a player like Surtain, those odds could shorten significantly, potentially to +9.0 according to Caesars. His coverage skills would be a true X-factor, especially in big games, and could mirror the kind of upsets seen in the Broncos' 2023 season. It's about elevating the team's confidence, improving their coverage schemes, and giving the offense more opportunities to shine without constantly fighting from behind. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Broncos are willing to part ways with Surtain, and whether the Falcons are willing to meet their demands. But the potential is undeniable. The Falcons could pivot to a more aggressive coverage scheme, creating a Falcon Fury resurgence that could leave their NFC South rivals in the dust. The Broncos, meanwhile, might be stuck in a limbo, trying to figure out their next move. But for Atlanta, this could be the kind of move that defines a new era, setting up their defense to be one of the league's best for years to come. Looking ahead, this trade could be the start of something special. Surtain's addition would not only bolster the secondary, but also send a message to the rest of the league that the Falcons are serious about competing at the highest level. With a young, talented corner like Surtain, paired with Terrell, Atlanta's defense would become a nightmare for offenses, forcing turnovers, disrupting routes, and making life miserable for even the most talented quarterbacks. It's the kind of upgrade that can turn a good team into a championship contender, especially if the offense continues to improve and the team's overall chemistry gels. In the end, everything comes down to timing, negotiations, and the willingness of the Broncos to move on from one of their brightest young stars. If this trade happens, it could set off a ripple effect across the NFC South and the entire NFL. The Falcons would be better positioned than ever to make a deep playoff run, and fans should be excited about the possibility of watching Surtain in those iconic black and red colors, locking down the league's best receivers. It's a move that would shake up the league and give Atlanta a real shot at returning to the Super Bowl, reigniting the hopes of every Falcons fan for another shot at NFL glory. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. Do you think Surtain would be the perfect piece to take this team to the next level? Or do you believe the price is too high? Either way, this is the kind of conversation that keeps us all fired up as we look forward to what's next in Atlanta. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue dreaming big, because the future of Falcons football has never looked brighter.